Welcome in, SMITE fans, to Championship Sunday Roll Stars Day number 4. You've got Frog, you've got J-Mac on the desk, and we are excited to be bringing you the final day of action for the Roll Stars event. We got a fantastic matchup leading off, finishing off the roll versus roll, the mid versus mid, and then we've got the big finals for the event, best of 5. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's going to be a really fun day to start it out. Again, finishing roll versus roll with the two mid lane teams kind of battling it out, and then going to jump into that best of 5 grand final a little bit later. It's the one I'm really excited for.
Yeah, especially with the format that we've been hyping it up all weekend. If this goes to 4 or goes to 5, we could see 30 or 40 gods just removed from play, absolutely. Which makes it's going to be fun. I'd love to see how our production team handles that graphic at the bottom of the screen, like how they're going to put all 40 gods down there to get rid of him. But first, to start the day, we've got mid versus mid. We can take a look at the rosters here for the schedule, looking at Bruise Brothers versus DuoQ. Of course, we've seen both these teams throughout the weekend. In fact, they both had very similar brackets. They got to win their first matchup, and they both got taken down by the opposing solo lane squad. But now they have a chance to redeem themselves, prove who is the better set of mid laners.
Yeah, trying to find a little bit of that revenge for each other, trying to see which of the two mid laners is the best out there. Because it doesn't feel good losing out early in a tournament. It feels especially bad when you both lose to the same role in the elimination, because at least like for support, support's lost to 2 different roles, and then when jungle gets knocked out, it's towards one or the other. Mid lane's the only one that got knocked out by the exact same role the whole way through. So I know that these guys are definitely hungry to try and find themselves a win, especially try and see who that best mid lane team is.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think DuoQ especially is one of those teams that we were sort of hyped on. I know I was hyped on going in from the bracket draft way back when Venenu picks BennyQ and picks Pegon up first in the draft, and you get that synergy. You add Hawkk to the roster, you add Snoopy to the roster, and it really rounds things out well, and I think that their synergy has definitely been there this weekend. Was it Pegon who got 2 different quadra kills in a game? Not quite the 2 pentakills, perhaps, that we saw yesterday, but still definitely impressive.
Yeah, it's going to be really difficult to top 2 pentakills from Awesome Jake. I think that is going to be one of the hardest accolades in SMITE to achieve, on top of the fact that he also got 28 kills in that same game. But no, I think you're right to highlight Pegon on this team. He is definitely the star, I would say, given the performance that he's had. And it also makes it to where that is your potential win con if you're going up against this team, is if you can find a way to slow down Pegon, you got a much better chance of being able to find a victory. But you've got to respect the entirety of this team. BennyQ, he is a mystery. This is a guy who will queue up into a game and you have absolutely no idea what his god is going to be, what his playstyle is going to be on that god, what his build is going to be. It really leaves a giant open question mark whenever a draft comes through for Benny. The fact that he goes from being a traditional mid laner over to solo, and is, by the way, still playing what he would have played if he was in the mid lane, just shows kind of how unique his god pool is. I mean, you can say the same thing for Pegon, some of the other players who've gone through, Pegon playing a lot of assassins and whatnot in mid, but it really kind of shows at least the strength of the two brothers, that while they are both mid laners, their god pool flexes into the roles that they have been given at the time. Then you have here at least their captain, Venenu, who has just been a very consistent force for the team, whether he be in that mid role or if he jumps over into the support or ADC. Snoopy as well is one to definitely keep your eyes on, especially if he can get a premier pick. I think sliding over to the hunter role is probably your easiest call, just because that's what he played competitively for such a long time as well. Right. And then you just have Hawkk, who's just that kind of that if factor. Like what are you going to give Hawkk? Are you going to put him on a hyper carry style of pick, or are you going to let him just get something to sit back and free farm more than anything? So it's question marks really for the entirety of this squad, but we've seen what they are capable of, and we've seen the gods that they're willing to go towards.
Well, on the other side of the matchup, we've got the Bruise brothers. BigManTingz, Shinto, Dardez, Paul, and ErupTCrimson. We saw these guys once again. They were the ones that fell down against the Fonzo fam, I believe, unless I have that backwards. It might have been the Soul Lane Sluggers. I can't remember. It's just
I do believe it would have been who they faced on their same side of the roster graphic, so I do believe it was Bruise Brothers falling to Fonzo fam.
Okay, but regardless, yeah, they were able to have a matchup yesterday. They did look solid. I think once again they pushed to 3. But I think especially Paul on this pick, you guys talked about it in the draft show. He was criminally underrated, picked like 8th or 9th in the draft pick, and I think that is he's going to show how valuable he is. I think definitely been a standout on this team.
Yeah, Paul is kind of another one of those who have a bit of a weirder god pool, but it's not in the same sense of like what BennyQ and Pegon are doing, where they have these warrior, guardian, assassin style of flexes. Paul's very straightforward with what he wants to do. He wants to play hyper carry, or he wants to play something super annoying that's going to farm for 25 minutes and then just absolutely destroy in the late game. I'm thinking picks like Set come to mind. I'm surprised we haven't seen an Ullr come from Paul at some point through here. So really, whenever I look at Paul, it's what kind of Paul do we want to see? Are we going to get the 9-0 Hebo style of games? Are we going to get the hyper carry sets? Or are we going to get the I want to play hell, I want to be super annoying because nobody can kill me, I'm healing my entire team so my team's not dying? It's kind of that big question mark for him. I think for the rest of the team kind of around Paul, it's really just where do you want to put these guys? BigManTingz has a very flexible god pool in mid. Shinto's been very solid in the solo lane. I've been very impressed by his performance over there, though, given the fact that he has competitively played solo lane before he's gone to mid, at least more so. I mean, this is seasons back before that. Obviously, jumping up, his year before SPL and into the SPL has been sticking towards that mid lane role. So Shinto holding well over into that side. And Dardez and Crimson are kind of the wild cards for this team, especially with Crimson, because you never really know what's kind of going to pop up for Crimson. We saw what his Thor was not able to for 35 minutes, and then how insane his Thor was able to go beyond those 35 minutes of the game. So
right.
Are we going to get the ErupTCrimson who might not have a great first half of a game and then an absolute pop-off, or are we going to get a solid ErupTCrimson all the way through? Though, do have to mention that Shinto is going to be out for this event. It's actually going to be another one of our production members jumping in for Shinto. It'll be Vile stepping in place. If you don't know Vile, he's done some production for the SCC in the past and is now actually working on a lot of our replays and helps work in the production back in the back room there. So I'm curious to see what Vile's going to bring to the table for this team.
We've had a lot of our own hi-rez blood in the mix in these matches. I feel like we've been doing pretty well too.
I will say, and this is no shot to you in the second game that you had yesterday, your support looked really good in game number 1, and it still looked good in game number 3. Y'all team kind of just got ran out there. I wasn't as impressed by the rap, but that's maybe just because it's overshined by the fact that Awesome Jake went like 28-11.
I think that's fair. I think that's fair to say. I was also happier with my support gameplay.
Look, we listened into the comms, and you were getting gassed up by everybody on your team on that Horus game. Everybody was calling you a carry.
Aurora and Hurryrend are just positive. They're just positive, like positive vibes in a container. Like it was super fun. But regardless, I mean, you look at the stats here, JMac, right? Yeah. Think about all of the high-res games that we've had. We had Billy and Kabam play. They were 2-0. I played yesterday. I fell in that set, but total games was 1-2. So in total, high-res gamers, we are 3-2. We are 3-2. So we would have won a best of 5 at this point.
That is true. You would have had the best of 5, but now it's going to be up to Vile to see if he can help the Bruise brothers find some victory and keep that record positive for themselves, because I think that's now the second part that you've now brought in is the fact that now we have to not just uphold what the mid laners want to do, but what hi-rez is going to be able to do.
Right, exactly. No, the record across us as a production studio is very important. I mean, it's going to be logged down in the record books, critical. And we'll see as we get into picks and bans where they decide to prioritize that pick. Looks like they've got Violence solo for now, but I know that we had some role swaps yesterday, and we've also, I think in these role versus role games, we've had more role swaps than typically. I know in the support game that we saw at the end of the day yesterday, both teams were literally rolling a wheel, like spinning a wheel for who would get what role for like how they would play. So I wonder how seriously the mid laners are looking to take this.
Yeah, it all depends. Whenever you go up against specific players, you do want to make sure that even though this is a bit more of a fun match, you want to make sure to ban out the anti-fun. And whenever I look at the Bruise brothers, I look at Paul. Paul plays a lot of anti-fun, specifically Hell and Hebo. Those are two of his go-to gods ever since he jumped into the competitive scene. When I was watching him back in the SCC in Season 4, Season 5, Paul was playing those picks, Freya and Ullr. Those were his 4 go-tos. We're not going to see at least 3 of those, and then as of recent times, Set has really kind of joined his ranks as the top pick. So love what we're seeing out of DuoQ to essentially just focus out Paul. Don't let Paul have a good god. Don't let Paul have a Paul god. And don't let him be annoying. So then I wonder, where does Paul go beyond there? We've seen E-Shell has kind of risen back up into popularity. Morgan Le Fay is also one that he's added to his arsenal as of recent times. So still some options available for Paul. But I think the biggest question mark I have, I don't know if you see it there, that final ban by Bruise Brothers.
I was just going to go right over.
No one's playing Arachne. I think they're throwing with that ban.
I think it's got to be like they're in their heads, right? Like they were yesterday one of the games banned Charon, and we didn't even have a graphic for it. We just had to throw up a
Was
pass.
that what that was?
Yeah, they banned.
I thought y'all just pass banned it out of disrespect. I didn't realize y'all banned a god who's not even available
That's
yet.
What I'm saying. You
can't
get
even
in their
play
head.
him.
You get in their head a little bit, and I think the Arachne, you start to win even before we get onto the battlefield. But that's not going to slow down this first pick. We saw ErupTCrimson have that Thor game. We talked about that. They don't want him back on that pick. They're going to give it over to Pegon, I think, who we also saw had a pretty solid game on the Thor. And then on the other side, two picks that still hold on to a little bit of flex potential. Sobek and Serqet up top.
Thor has a decent bit of flexibility, though given at least what we see out of BennyQ, probably not going to be going his way, so gotta imagine this is probably Thor for Pegon.
It's okay to be impressed.
Anubis was hovered there for a moment. I thought that was going to be a lock-in, give that one over to BennyQ right away, try and maybe reprise the not-so-great performance that he had on it the first time that he played it this weekend. Oh, never mind. They're just going to do it anyway, so they actually will give it to him, so not sure why you hovered on the other player, but not actually just locking it at that point. But Maui Anubis, I mean, Maui's going to give you a ton of non-committal style of initiation. You can jump up, throw that landfall from a good range. I mean, it's got a great distance on it. And if you miss it, okay, no big deal. If you get a set of beads, cool. You didn't have to jump into the backline. If you pull somebody, even better. Now you can use the rest of your kit to continue your lockdown, your CC chain. You immediately jump up onto the solar swing, land down, get the stun, set up for your in-hand pull, grab the actual pull afterwards. That way you can just keep them locked down a little bit longer. Then right when they try and walk away, pull them again with the passive. So a lot of lockdown, single target lockdown, mostly from the Maui. Sure, you can get AoE with landfall and the solar, but he really does kind of focus down one person in particular once that's done. So love what we see so far out of DuoQ. Wouldn't mind seeing a little bit of extra front line.
On the other side, we see Bruise Brothers finish out their top three and lock in the Vulcan. A pick I think we did see them play in their solo lane matchup. I think BigManTingz was piloting this Vulcan, and I think did have a pretty solid game on it, despite it maybe not being the most like tier list, top tier mid pick. You get a lot of CDR in this guy. You just fire out constant abilities. You have the movement speed. You can have a little bit of fun in these fights and try and stay alive a little bit better.
Yeah, Vulcan's one of those kind of hit or miss style of gods, mostly with the ultimate. If you're not hitting ultimates, you still have some utility compared to other mages where the ultimate is very critical. Yes, if you hit a Vulcan ultimate, that's potentially game-changing. I mean, when we had the brief time where we were having, you can't have, Aegis or whatnot in the game, Vulcan became like one of the top gods because everybody's just saying, okay, well, if I fire off 20 ultimates in a game and at least one of them hits, especially late game, it's probably going to be game-changing. But outside of that, I mean, Backfire, Meatballs combo, that Magma Bomb really is a dangerous 1-3 combo technically in that case. And you've always got that turret. And that turret, around objective specifically, you leave it right outside of the range, you're going to have so much opportunity for extra damage that no other mage in the game is going to be able to provide you. Very few gods have a pet that you can just, or even a deployable that you can just set there and get 200-300 damage at a time for free. So it really makes his presence around objectives very dangerous.
Yeah, constant value you're getting out of that turret. You just put it on the ground, you make space automatically, even from the backline. We do see the second set of bans come through here. Jingwei and Achilles taken away, Morgan and Bastet taken away from DuoQ as well. Kumbhakarna locked in from the Bruise Brothers, and that's their second Guardian. Maybe leaning towards Sobek solo, could still be Kumbhakarna solo as well. Some flex potential there. We'll have to see where they land. And on the other side, you get the second assassin now for DuoQ.
So a Naja with Thor, currently hovering an Anhur. Leaves a question mark as to where these ones might go. We might actually be seeing Anubis even potentially go into the mid lane this time. throw that Naja or Thor over into the solo lane. Let BennyQ just have a free time. No matter which Guardian he faces off of against, he's not going to lose. I mean, you go into Kumbhakarna Sobek. The worst thing that can happen for Sobek is you accidentally step too far up and you get plucked into tower. Probably not going to happen anytime soon in that solo lane. Kumbhakarna, you get hit by an epic uppercut. It does like 150 damage to you, and you can just walk away. If you're a Naja, pressure 2 as soon as you land, and you're probably back up to full HP at that point. So I would probably take the Naja onto the solo lane. I know that BennyQ does enjoy playing picks like this sometimes, so wouldn't be surprised if he wanted to go there. But also going kind of back to the topic of the Vulcan for the Bruise brothers. Now you have a way to set up for this Vulcan with his ultimate. Kumbhakarna, you know that they're going to be in the air for about 2 seconds before they land back down. That gives you almost the exact amount of time that you need to fire off that ultimate. If you're going short range, you got to wait just a little bit before you fire. If you're going max range, almost as soon as the Kumbhakarna hits it, you need to get that one firing, so that way once they land on the ground, they don't have a chance to use that Aegis. And a Hachiman to round out the draft means you just have a solid duo lane, no matter if you go Sobek or Kumbhakarna duo. Sobek's going to mean that you have a lot of beads pressure immediately if you go for pluck level 2, as opposed to anything else, and you can definitely force some early beads, try and get the Serqet over the lane as quick as possible. If you throw Kumbhakarna, it's similar, but it's not as dangerous as a pluck, because pluck's going to throw you halfway back across the lane, where Kumbhakarna is going to lock you down in place, either with the Mez or with the Groggy Strike at that point. So which one would I prefer going over to the dual lane? I would probably put the Sobek there just because you have better beads burn potential, or at least up until level 5. Then you have Kumbhakarna, and you don't want to get mezzed into Epic Uppercut, into Groggy Strike as soon as you land. Not a fun combo that you want to have to deal with that one, so probably throw the Kumbhakarna over in the solo, as much as I don't really like that, just because you have a lot of better chance of getting a gank over, I would say, in that dual lane. But then by putting Kumbhakarna in the solo, you also have good gank potential against the solo laner there, because solo lanes aren't typically going to be going Purification Beads. They're going to get Teleport, they're going to get Blink, something like that to try and be able to stay in that lane. So now you can send that Serqet over to the solo now that Kumbhakarna has no target that's going to be able to deal with beads.
Yeah, I mean, part of this as well is the comfort for Vile, right? Subbing in for this solo lane role, may want to go for something a little bit safer, could end up being just one of those Guardian picks to try and not necessarily, you don't have to be the Sun Wukong, you don't have to be looking for the solo kills over there. You just have to try and get towards that late game, stay alive. Looking at these drafts, though, leading into game number 1, lots of pressure, it feels like, on Duo Q, maybe a little bit slower on Bruise Brothers. Who you got in these fights for game number 1?
I think when we get to the team fight stage, Bruise Brothers is going to have a much easier time, even if you can't land those Vulcan ultimates. As long as you can keep that turret down, get a couple of meatballs off during the fight, you're going to do a whole lot of damage. Duo Q is a very execution-heavy style of draft with a Thor, with the Najin and combo, and then having the Maui there. Just that extra backup. I give my slight edge over to Bruise Brothers.
Well, we'll see who can take it in game number 1 as we throw it over to the casters.
Thanks so much, Frog and J-Mac. It's Gore, it's Miff, and of course giving us the view into the game. It's Doug. And I'm going to, Mifflin, I'm going to be completely honest with you. There was one truth that I thought was going to be a given going into this game.
An immutable truth.
Yeah, and it was going to be BMT Vulcan. I literally, like, any other 10 player, or 9 players, I guess, in the lobby, and it had to be BMT on it. And so imagine me now, I don't want to say I'm upset. Sure, Crimson hopefully puts on a good show, but like...
Man, Crimson's catching like a really softball stray right now.
It's not even anything against Crimson. But BMT's Vulcan's so fun to watch.
Yeah, but BMT also plays a whole lot of Vulcan in the regular season.
Point.
So
he wants to like relax.
Was he really going to come out and bring out one of his bread and butter in a for fun game? I'm not so sure. BigManTingz Kumbhakarna, Gore, you can get excited about that.
Yeah.
Those uppercuts are going to be epic. You know, those groggies are going to be striked. You know, all that stuff.
The other ability name is going to be whatever
the other half of that is.
He's going to yawn on
him.
It's going to be crazy.
Man, what is the first ability? I almost said belly flop.
It's not belly flop. That's Bacchus.
That's 100% Bacchus.
It's not belly bounce. That's what I'd call it if I was like just that guy.
Oh yeah,
So
Doug's
it's throwback.
Throwback. Yeah.
Look, okay,
that's not our best work. We really phoned it in on the ability name there.
I'm familiar with like a colloquial term of throwback, and it is not what Kumba is doing.
Yeah,
there.
that's
so
the royal
that might
throwback.
just be like misnamed, maybe. I do want to say though, and I'm curious if you think this is how it went down.
Whoa.
As Dardez.
Nah,
Oh my God! If Hawkk hit that. Next level, he just uninstalled. Quit the game. Vile though, poor Vile shows up to fill in and gets first blooded, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, for those of you not in the know, you haven't been following the pro scene entirely as intimately as you need to. Vileartist is actually a member of our production line filling in for Shinto here today. He is like head of replays. He runs a lot of like behind the scenes stuff, a lot of things that you see like highlight reels, things along those lines. That's Vile. What Vile doesn't do is play Smite at the highest level, so if he dies again here, don't be too surprised.
Oh, but instead, they're picking up kills, Mifflin. This is next level. Ignore that it's 1.5 minutes in between the tier 1 and tier 2. It's still a kill. And yeah, Paul takes it, but that's a typical...
Snoop, not like this.
I was going to say support Crimson.
Oh, Snoop's done.
Oh, Snoop's turning it around.
Crim, what are the abilities?
You need a couple autos, but instead...
What?
I'm just going to look at each other.
BMT hits that.
BMT, every single time.
Snoopy's dead 4 times over if that's BMT.
Do you think Snoopy locking this in was like, I'm taking the Anubis solo, and I'm going to show you, BennyQ, how it's done, since you lost with it the other day?
I wouldn't be surprised if that like goes through Snoop's head, but I wouldn't say it was
vocalize
like...
it?
Yeah, it didn't say it out loud for sure.
Oh, Vile. Not a lot you can do there. What a great shot from Pegon. And what an unfortunate lane to find yourself up against. But very interesting to me, and it's such a dumb thing to latch onto, that we have 2 V-name players in the duo lane, 2 P-name players in the duo lane. How often do you get a V-P duo combo against each other?
Wait.
Paul,
Oh,
Vile,
I
and
see what
then
you're saying.
Pegon.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. That was a stupid thing to latch onto. I agree.
Oh, poor Vile. Not much you could do when at 242 they're diving your tier 2.
Oh my god. That was like some MF Doom type beat right there.
Nice. Were you there for the Funky Fresh Fonzo Fam Friends? Oh man, Fonzo Fam Fun and Fast Fire Friends?
No.
Oh yeah, that was another thing that kept going yesterday. BennyQ
Oh, no hammer.
getting bullied a little bit here. DuoQ doing their best to kind of keep these racked up. And Mifflin, at this rate, it looks like, especially when they're sitting outside the Phoenix 3 minutes in, I'm starting to expect they want to keep this kill count at minimum double what the Bruise brothers have picked up.
Yeah, there's clear bad intentions out of the duo lane of DuoQ right
Vin's
now.
gotta die here, right?
Yeah, Ven's dead. Paul's there. Look, that's Paul from PC. He's got it on wraps. Vile, walk away, brother. You're not winning that. That's embarrassing. That's tough.
But Vin does die, and Paul's gonna pick up too. So in reality, Vile just recognized his worth and gave it over to his team. Up, down, and then up, down again for Hawkk. The cooldown's there for the hammer.
Oh, Hawkk wants this so bad.
Yeah, he's watching them, but sometimes the stars just don't align for you, Mifflin. You know, you walk forward, you think that you had an open opportunity, the door's closed, and you just got to deal with it.
You know, Gore, we haven't seen Hawkk too much this game. I do want to point out that Hawkk was playing a very strong mental game this morning. Walks into the studio. Hawkk walks in with a group of 3 or 4 other fellas, and Dardez was also in that group, right?
Okay.
They meet eyes from across the room. Hawkk raises his finger like an anime character, points directly at Dardez, tilts his head back, and lets out the most menacing laugh I have ever heard. And I said, Hawkk, why are you laughing? He said, I'm just getting in his head.
Yeah, it's for that exact moment, right? Hawkk killed Dardez as
Drops
easy
the taunt, too.
as 1, 2, 3. And they're keeping up the pressure. Dardez, you know, you had mentioned we hadn't talked about Hawkk too much.
Hey, yo.
Dardez has been in an interesting spot here.
I've never seen that. Come on, Ven. Get some more air, buddy. Maybe if he leaps? No. That's awesome.
It's like a little Halo.
Clip it and ship it. Send that one over to our who would even work on that?
Kitten of Doom, probably.
Yeah.
Right? QA?
Anyone in QA.
The thing is it should have just reset, so it should now be on the ground in the buff.
It is,
So
yeah.
if he really wanted it, he could continue going for it. I have never seen that before.
That is brand new. It had to have been like a Thor wall interaction.
I didn't even know there was a floor up there. Well, Crimson hit some of those shots. Dardez actually getting a little more active here. BennyQ still going to turn it around, though.
Oh, where's Hawkk going?
Oh, with the Najah mid. A very classic for him.
Oh,
Who
he
does
wants
Hawkk
Crim.
want
Crim,
to
why are
kill?
you here?
Crimson's going to be the option.
Oh, good wall. Great
We're
wall.
trying to figure out the same answer you had. Double tap won't connect. Doesn't teleport either. Crim might get away.
Yeah, that is criminal. Crimson should have just been dead there, but fortunately for him, pathing good in spite of a really clean wall from Hawkk to block that backfire. I'm concerned now, Vile. All you gotta do is find one more auto attack. No, don't. Okay. He's really good at making replays, guys. He's really good at that part of it.
Really nice dude.
Genuinely the nicest guy you'll ever meet.
Honestly, if anything, this speaks to the character of Pegon and Venenu, like that they would do something like this to someone like Vile.
Well, they don't know any better, surely.
I actually don't think they can stop. I don't think it's in their blood. Specifically Pegon. Vin might. I feel like he can play passive if he needs to. I don't know that Pegon understands what the S key does.
No, Pegon's a W keyer for sure. But 0-6, eventually you just got to realize, like, he's not fighting back.
Yeah, and at that point, it's like you just killed, like, depending on how far the level gap gets, it might be less than a
don't worry
minion
about
worth.
that. Yeah, we're chilling. He's still within 2 levels.
Yeah. We did see a 5-level gap yesterday, though, so it's not far-fetched to maybe be
Ven's got no chill.
in the conversation a little bit later. Luckily, Vin's just a Maui, and from personal experience, I can say you can CC him to hell all you want, but you need someone else there. Unfortunately for Vile,
he's got cannoneers.
Hawkk is there, and that is all you need sometimes for a little bit of help. Paul's just doing his best to get a purple buff, just trying to stay alive, get some
Paul's
farm
cooking.
wherever they can.
4-0. Equal level to the enemy duo lane, only 1 level down in the ADC. Paul's fighting his.
He can't stop carrying. It's just like it's
yeah,
ingrained.
He can't
in
turn
him.
it off either.
He's just better. I want to see what Snoopy can do. I feel like, and I'll even admit, probably partial bias on this. I just want to see an Anubis do well.
Surely not. Okay. Good work, Vile. Let's go.
That was a pretty big kill for him. I mean, now all of a sudden you get a level Hawk's laughing. I cannot possibly understand why he died. He should be feeling bad about it, even though it's a Phoenix dive at 8 minutes in.
Oh, man.
This is like top 10. We could just take freeze frames from several moments so far. We've only had 8 minutes of gameplay. Freeze frames of top 10 moments before disaster.
Right. Oh, he's out. He's out. Ven with the assist to peel him out, too. Pegon had the ultimate for the kill. Vile, he's got friends in high place. Okay, we're good. We're good. And now BMT's on the scene?
BMT's here to clean up. He's going to make sure it happens. You got Krim coming in, Dardez coming in.
Those throwbacks.
You've got 5 people to lock down these 2 that are in your base. Surely this is the time. Surely this is your moment. But Pegon takes the bubble and is looking to walk away. You have to close the gap. You have to kill them both. You have to put an end to this. But Vin's still alive. Vin's still running. He's got Hawkk for a wall if needed. The bubble thrown down for some move speed. Might even just sacrifice the jungler, an appropriate way to handle it. And with Snoopy coming in, Mifflin, oh no, they're turning it around.
Well, give him a second. Ven's going to fall down for sure, right? He's playing
He's going under the tower.
Real cautious. You know, he's concerned about his survivability here. And this is why. There you go.
There you go. You're right. I was wrong to doubt him. Maybe we'll see some turnaround. Actually, with Lurking in the Waters, they might be able to pick up a little bit more. I doubted the Bruise brothers, but they're here to play.
Where's Vile? Is he all right? Yeah, okay. He's chilling.
And
get him back to
what?
lane.
I'm pretty sure he got a couple assists from that.
5,
just
to
by
be exact.
being in the area.
Yeah, he's got 5 assists, found his 1 kill. He's on about a half level down. Vile's holding his own with Pegon. I think that's the takeaway. Wow.
This is the true test. Didn't hit the stun. Does get impaled against the wall.
Yeah, but he's going to...
Yo, he's...
Oh, catch and release? Pegon's such a nice guy.
He is a nice guy. Look at that. I'm waiting for the moment that he's not.
Okay. No, Pegon knows his numbers.
He's just keeping him low, yeah. It's the ever-present threat. I could...
Oh, whiff? Oh.
Never mind. It's not the ever-present threat. He just wanted to give a false hope over. It's like that desire. You know, there's...
Cuteness aggression?
Well, that... Isn't there like a bird that people like when you eat it, but it feels so innocent that like you have to like hide your face in shame when you eat it? Isn't that like a thing? Yeah, like you're supposed to put a tissue over your eyes while you eat it.
I think that's
Isn't
like the
that, like, a
Cornish
thing?
game hen, right?
Yeah, something like that. Like it's literally like if you're a bad person for doing it.
I think what you're actually doing is quoting an American Dad bit.
I'm pretty sure I've heard it outside of American Dad, though. Well, you know what? We'll have to investigate.
Yeah, I mean, Vile's going down. We don't need to talk
literally can't
about
get
it.
to his tier 1.
No, he's okay. And Paul is delivering Pegon for the kill. Okay, well.
You know, he was probably all right until Paul got involved.
Yeah,
actually.
Paul knows what he's doing. He's building up a bounty for himself is really all it is. Feed him to the Titan. Chaos Titan's real strong. Chaos Titan's not getting involved.
He's kind of slow, too. He did not want anything to do with the fight. The good news is Vile is up now. He could walk back in and potentially get some of these kills.
You definitely don't want Vile getting the kill. It should be anybody else. All right, BMT, value kill. Big value kill for BMT, who's quietly piecing together a pretty solid game here. 3-0-7, 10 out of 15 affected kills. It's not so bad. Things are largely even, too. I mean, this is a classic Smite game.
The ortolan, served in French cuisine, typically cooked and eaten whole. Diners cover their heads with a napkin or towel while eating the delicacy.
Okay.
So that's what Vile is here. Pegon is the person eating and feasting. Although he's 6 and 5, he's maybe not that fed.
Uh-huh.
Dude, where is Davey to take out Tiggs? I'm so sick of these Kumbha passives. That's a callback to yesterday.
That was, and you know what? I'm upset that we didn't get a good camera on you and Davey to have like a real heart-to-heart. Unfortunately for him, still catching strays, can't escape it. He's not even in the tournament anymore, is he? Is he playing later?
He might be.
He might be.
He
Oh yeah,
certainly
wait, he's
is.
totally on that team.
He certainly is.
Yeah. You know what? So that means that we still have the opportunity. Just saying, Crimson, BMT hits those meatballs. Unfortunately, for them, not the high kill count you would expect. Maybe not where you would expect it more so. 7-0 for Paul. And of course, it's Paul
You
who's
can't
doing
stop Paul.
You just can't slow him down. Vile, racking up deaths left and right. The good news is, though, he did get a single kill, so he will not be taking that most deaths without a kill record. Hawkk, though, looking to turn this around. Fight's coming through. Snoopy's got DPS. They've got the burn. It feels like the Bruise brothers are getting the turnaround when the fight's in the tier 2 right now, Mifflin.
Yeah, the Bruise brothers are real good in that exact small little heat map. That's actually a really good ultimate from BennyQ. The bead's also well timed from Crimson. Avoids that death and returns them. Play perfectly, always punish. That's BennyQ's MO. We'll see if his brother serves any better. Nope, Crimson takes them out both. Okay. What's that? Brother aside.
That's a good one, actually. Brother aside? I wish they were on the same team regularly to use that. Unfortunately, the chase is on, but maybe it's fortunate. Because at this point, we're all rooting for the Bruise brothers, and I think that's just something we can be vocal about. A couple of kills for him. Dardez, though, low, gets a good taunt. Dash is good. Vile's right there. You have to imagine you're going into the waiting arms of an 8-0-3 Sobek. You gotta help him out. You gotta set him straight. But poor Vile goes down. Paul still looking for the kills, still looking to pad those stats. Just needs a little bit of help. Is still building full tank, but it does not matter. He's divine at 9-0.
I'm thinking it's not going to stop anytime soon, Gore. Ven in a little bit of trouble here. There's a lot of CC behind him. Crimson's got the damage. Epic uppercut will set up. Not much left, though, and maybe it's now Crimson stuck.
Then surely goes down here. No, he's going to jump over the wall. Crim falls between 3, thanks to Benny. Miff, it's just a little bit of trade-off. 21-20. So that's 41 kills, 14.5 minutes in. We have 1,000 gold separating these teams. Got to get some farm up, fellas. One side or the other. Paul, they're looking to shut him down. But he's divine, untouchable, unstoppable. Except for maybe this next bit where he is no longer any of those things I just said. Snoopy might go down. Maybe Paul can pick up the kill as a stray. Doesn't have any mana to work with.
Come on, Paul.
Hoping for the tier 2 to do the work, but he just can't do it. Shut down, and it goes to Pegon, the worst person to get it on. And Duo Q.
Vile, you just got here. Oh, okay.
Holding the key next to Q. It's all W. They're still going, man.
It's the never-ending fight. It's the fight that just keeps on giving. Hawkk maybe shouldn't have walked into the tower before
Snoopy
you did your
goes for
damage.
this, right?
No, Snoopy doesn't have it.
Snoopy.
Is Snoopy a blink? He does not.
There's not even a tier 1 anymore, Snoopy. Why aren't you going for that? If you're diving something.
Well, he's not diving. That's the thing.
Good point. That's the problem. Did not instill the values that Pegon and Venenu have been bringing to this team.
They certainly have been at that Phoenix for 15 uninterrupted minutes. Man, I wonder, does a neutral objective go down this game? Is there going to be a siege at any point? Are we going to see a true 5-on-5 engagement? Does Vile get a second relic? Lots of questions, not a whole lot of answers.
The last one has to be yes.
You think he's going to get a second relic?
Only because if he can't get 2 more levels in presumably 10 minutes at this pace, we've got bigger problems on our hands to face. He's 11, so he only needs the 1 more. If anything, he's on par with Vin, and he's hitting some autos now, so really stepping things up. Now we've got Pegon falling down. This could be the moment. Vile almost has his ult, doesn't even need it.
Well, he's kind of doing damage.
His team's stepping up. And this is why you can't believe carry. Okay, never mind. I'm going to stop that sentence before I get there. Knock up, pull back from Vin. And you can't let him get away with this. There's going to be a toss back. BMT putting on a clinic right now on the Kumba. And Crimson showing why BMT
Oh, here comes Snoop.
nails it on Vulcan.
It's the Snoop time.
But who's he going to look for? BMT, Paul, Crimson, maybe a little bit of all.
Yeah, Snoop did not get a whole lot done there.
Really kind of none of them. A little Plague of Locust action, and that's it.
Yeah, that got interrupted immediately. Death Gaze.
Look at that ult.
I mean, he got the turret for sure.
Yo, and he's juking Paul, making him look foolish? That doesn't matter.
Yeah, egg on Paul's face right now
Yeah.
for sure.
Can't believe you did. Look, he's 9-1, and you're not hitting those? I don't know, man. Put this guy over there.
Dude, and here's the thing now. BigManTingz won't be allowed to play Vulcan because of the vault draft here.
Yeah.
You've really just wasted one of your hottest hands.
Honestly, BMT's 7-2-12. I feel like he's still got the hot hands. I think he's doing just fine.
Ooh.
And might continue.
Ooh.
Poor Vile. 14 deaths now. So this feels like the moment. First off, yesterday, and you know, Mifflin, I know you were talking about it, and I think you maybe understand why there was a point in Game 3. J-Mac and I were talking about like our lives. And then we latched on to like the fact that Neil was leaning back in his chair, and I think you might be understanding a little bit of where that energy came from.
No, this is good for me. I like where we're at.
Yeah. So 20, I believe 28 kills in a game. Jake has now set the like single highest of any event we've held. So that includes all the charity events. Single highest kill count that any individual player has gotten in a game. And then to top that off, he got 2 pentas in that game.
You know, I was actually backstage when we were trying to figure out whether or not that was true, whether or not he did hold that record. And fun fact, I think I'm either in a 10-way tie for third or a 3-way tie for 10th.
Hold on, I'll pull up the image. I still got it in Discord. I even mentioned to Inbound that your name was on there. He did not like that.
Yeah,
he was not a big fan.
Jealousy makes everybody ugly, Inbound, okay?
Yeah, so now it is Jake, then Stu.
Yeah, for an SPL event, Jake currently holds the most individual kills in a singular game record. What is that, at 28?
At 28. Stu is second with 27.
Okay.
Layers with 26. Then Yaman, Evil Eye, True Blade, and
Who
Sock.
is Evil Eye?
That's a... Honestly, Evil Eye, if I'm thinking of the Evil Eye I'm thinking of, that's a Paladins player.
Understood.
So maybe
Ooh,
the list got...
I
No,
stunk.
I think he might have played Smite before that. I don't know. I'd have to go double check. Maybe there was also a Smite player named Evil Eye. That's a very easy, solid name. But there was definitely a Paladins player. I want to say he played on Team Envy in the year that they won their championship. So that would have been 2018. For those of you who really were scratching for some of your PPL lore, that's a Paladins Premier League.
And you just keep giving the Paladins lore. All right, let's keep the list rolling.
Yeah, you're right. Met Yankee 24, which that one I remember directly is an actual SPL game.
I'm pretty sure that was on my team. That was Met Yankee on Elevate in Season 2.
Okay.
Sweet dream.
Then we've got Adapting, Pandacat, Dose-Ups, Mifflin,
Wahoo!
and Rookie. His name is just And Rookie. All tied for 23.
Man, I am amongst the Mount Rushmore of Smite
Yeah,
players
that's actually
there.
kind of sick for you.
Yeah, good. Lucky me. I think I do remember that game as well. It was Season 2, again.
Okay.
And this was
Long time ago.
when there was a big, like, DDoS culture in the SMITE Pro League.
Yeah, it was bad back then.
Anhur had gotten DDoSed. It was against Cloud9 at the time. He got DDoSed, and then they used up all their pauses score.
Yep.
And me on Elevate, having only one win under my belt for an entire phase, said I'm not using my pauses on these guys.
Yeah.
Anhur is then forced to drive to Barracuda's house.
Yeah,
drives over to
I remember
Barracuda's
that
house.
game. Oh my god, I actually remember
Loads
this.
back in, then Barracuda gets DDoS, takes them both out, and I'm farming kills in Fountain. You know 14-year-old Mifflin is having a field day.
You unlocked a core memory I wasn't even sure I had. Unfortunately for probably Vile alone, this might be a core memory.
I'm pretty sure most deaths individually in a game was around 29. And I'm pretty sure that record is still held by a player who went by the moniker Left Syndrome.
That sounds about right.
I only say that because he subbed in for my team and got absolutely rocked by TSM. Yeah.
I know the most without any kills, I think, is 21, and that's still held by F-Dot with... it was a Casters versus Pros game.
Yeah, F-Dot was sashing camps at the time,
Yeah,
I'm sure.
But that's why it's important. Vile's got a kill. It's not going to be on that list. He's on a different list as of right now. And they're picking up kills. Look, Mifflin, as much as it does feel like this 8,000 gold lead for Duo Q, and the fact that they've been at the Phoenix line, and that this game for what has been 22 perpetual human minutes has been exclusively in their control.
Has been dope.
If you
has
look
been
at
awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot of kills.
Back and forth.
That means good game.
Interesting. High octane.
39 to 32. You got to give the Bruise brothers credit. They're keeping in it. And they're looking for him right now. I mean, Dardez surely kills off Vin or something here. Has mana, has enough health to get a kill. Instead, is forced to run scared because Pegon does exist, and Pegon's 14, 10 and 9.
Yeah, what you're not taking into account, Gore, and I think this is something that has flown under the radar throughout this entire event, is that this Mickey role that's on your screen right now, all these mid laners, I mean, are legitimately trying their best. This is not a troll game.
Yeah.
This is not goofy. They are being very serious. It's just legitimately that mid lane is such a goofy little silly role that you could hover in the center of the map and wait for supports or junglers to rotate through and hit CC before you press your massive circle ability that at no point in their pro careers have these guys developed mechanical skill. Yeah. So what you're seeing from Dardez, this 5'11 Serqet, is Dardez interacting with a top 20, skill floor god in the game. Serqet, very difficult to play at a high level,
for sure.
and he's legitimately struggling. So I think, we should give them a little bit of leeway, knowing that of course they've never been forced to actually aim an ability before now.
Yeah.
But this is very real gameplay.
Even in your defense, I mean, we've got comms from this week just pointing that out, right? When they lost their games, just a very light of, they didn't have big circles on their team. Of course they didn't know what to do. There's a little bit of leeway. BennyQ, Pegon, maybe the two who can do that, but that's just because they've played other roles. Pegon even, stepping into the jungle a few times last year competitively.
And let's see, how's Pegon doing?
And,
let's compare
He's
him.
almost got a triple-double.
Yeah, 17-10, so that makes sense to me. He's got some experience off-roll.
And of course, Paul, he's just Paul. He's literally the only one who is built different.
Ooh.
That's a big shutdown for Vile. A lot of levels, and look, 8 more kills. He's got a triple-double.
Yeah, look, Chargebow certainly paid for itself there because Vile was not landing auto attacks on Pegon. Just being able to take out that speed buff and get some splash damage, clearly big.
And Pegon absolutely happy about it. Pull back onto Vile from Vin. And he's looking to continue bullying, but it's all about the beacon right now, Mifflin. It's all about spawning in the Titans, and Vile lives! That's what matters most here. Vile does not go down. You can kill him 17 times, but the 18th, you are the fool. He keeps on kicking. They get the beacon, and the Titans are going to go down right.
Yeah, was it George Bush that had said, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, or 18 times, also shame on you.
Yeah, that's
something
real
along
rude.
those lines. Oh, man. Dardez is the homie. I'm letting Tingz die there every single time. There is you couldn't pay me to save BigManTingz.
And they're getting more. They're ready for more. Diving the Phoenix, as
Poison
we saw
spread.
earlier, works better for others. What a setup. What a play. That's because BMT, experienced Vulcan player, knows what you need to help out someone who's still getting on the ropes. Can't quite blind fire him there, but BMT, easy ante. Easy upmanship.
Yeah, we've actually got a virtual machine set up on Crimson there, linked to BMT.
He just plays both.
Yeah, BMT's actually got his 5th button, the number 5 on his keyboard, bound to Crimson's ultimate. So he could kind of sync them up. It's pretty easy. Can't aim for him, though, so that's why we've seen a lot of whiffs. But notice every time that Crimson's missing, the timing of the ultimate coming out has actually been very good.
It's all because of that guy right there. He's playing Kumbha. It's 10, 6, and 14. It's got everything you need. I didn't realize this was a Kumbha skin. I like it. We need more Kumbha in our games.
Yeah, I'm good on that. Kumbha's like top 10 most annoying characters to play with or against, I think.
Yeah, I do feel, and we've seen it a couple times, it's very easy to epic uppercut someone out of damage just as it is to set up the damage.
I have very, very truthfully told players in my lobbies to not use their ultimate on Kumbha. I've also told Freya's to not use Whoop because they're just not doing it right.
And we actually saw a little bit of that yesterday. I'm failing on which player. It was a carry for sure. No, it was Kirmi. Kept whooping people out of damage, and there was a certain point we jumped into their comms, and self-proclaimed Kirmi acknowledged and just goes, guys, I'm going to stop whooping unless you call for it. And you got to admire that kind of self-reflection. Of course, Mifflin, as you know, you're only ever going to get from junglers. They're the only ones that are ever going to truly feel confident in that. I'm still surprised. It's actually been like 5 minutes, and Pegon has not gotten his 10th assist. But a triple-double has been achieved. 10-10-10, BennyQ, looking good.
Yeah, BennyQ always looking good. That's his major prerogative. I'm not sure what Ven was hoping to accomplish there, but I can only hope that he did so. I'm sure we'll get an opportunity to speak to him at some point and ask him about that one. Got a small split push situation across the map here, the Bruise brothers. Attempt to knock down some tier 2s. Paul, I mean, bless his heart, just a Sobek. It's going to take him a while, but seems like he's got it. Tier 2 and mid, that's his. Never mind.
Well, yeah, there's a Naja.
What are you going to do about that?
Come to play spoil sometimes. But I like the setup. Duo Q, they're right here. Hawkk with the ultimate. Not quite on the mark. Now they might turn some things around.
You know what? This big fight happening? Let's listen to some comms, Gore. Let's see what they're thinking.
I'm dead. Oh, it's actually a good fight. Come here. Oh. Come to me.
No, I've been...
Oh. Wait, don't die. Come to me. Got the Hachi?
Oh, Vulcan blade.
I'm on. Oh, no.
Is it for you? Dude, behind you?
What is going on?
Yo, can I move?
I have a bracer for you?
I got Bloodforge.
Oh my god, it's Kumbha.
Kill the Kumbha!
I can't.
Oh my god. Dude, Kumbha's actually so broken.
He's actually farming us.
Oh, need more attack speed.
He's behind you.
Dude, they're stealing my red now, probably.
Why am I dead for so long?
Oh, are they doing
Oh,
color?
shit.
Oh my. That's all
Serqet
up.
is broken?
That's,
You got owned.
I guess.
Say it. What were you gonna say, Jonathan?
Yeah, I mean.
Nah, say it.
Are my orange juice? Like orange juice.
Informative.
Yep.
My favorite is kill the Kumbha immediately.
I can't!
Like the actual desperation in, I believe, Ven's voice.
Yeah, kill Kumbha called, that's Ven. I can't, that's Benny.
Ah. Unfortunate for both of them.
Yeah, that's tough. And that's exactly what I was talking about a little bit earlier. Kumbha is just real frustrating to play against.
Yeah. Sometimes he just like doesn't die.
Yeah, I mean, straight up, like that is his passive. Sometimes he just does not die. He just takes a nap. It's a little disrespectful. Ooh, that's a good pull.
That's a good pull. Good damage, good CC.
Oh, Hawk's dead.
We're starting to see a little bit of a turnaround. Duo Q, we're having all the laughs earlier, Mifflin. But they were like 8,000 gold up. Now it's only
up, down.
Like
He's done.
300
He's done.
separating them.
What?
They're finding these kills. They're putting them in the ground. Duo Q. They played around with their food. Now the food's fighting back.
Dardez forward. Taunt good on a Snoopy. Ultimate timed well from Crimson, but the damage not quite enough. Just a few more crits is all it's going to take. Snoopy falls down. Credit to Dardez.
Dude, they're just next
I
level.
mean, they're running them down. It's just Ven
They
left.
just win right now, right? I mean, if you get this kill, you kill Vid, you've got 30 seconds. Somebody's got to get on the Phoenix. You presume it's going to be Vile. Minions coming in with him. They're going to chase kills. That's
He knows
what
what
they're
to
good
do.
at. They know what they're doing. Vile, role player, doing exactly what he can, keeping the win rate. And
No. Keep Vile. You're Titan DPS, bud. Get in there.
Get in. And there's going to be the minions. Mifflin, you have to imagine, after getting shellacked for the early game, this team has to be feeling good. In fact, I want to hear how they're feeling.
Oh yeah, guys.
He's up.
No, man.
Definitely up.
What is he doing? Are we ending or no?
I want to try to. Well, no, I don't think we can.
Oh shit.
GG's.
Dude. I don't respect the 1v.
No, it can't be. I don't think I'm getting out of there. Thor's gonna chase me down. They're all gonna chase me down, man.
Yeah, I'm coming, run.
No. Where am I gonna go?
Okay, let me fire.
Now,
We do this 3v5. Okay, maybe not. I have no beads, nothing.
I've got a dream.
I'm getting in there, boys.
We're gonna defend this. Don't worry.
I do have a dream as well. Oh, they're looking for me.
It's
Yeah.
healthy.
I mean, they're DPS. Oh, it is pretty good actually.
That's Anhur Blanche.
Oh,
There it is.
shit.
I'm out. No!
Oh!
Oh my god.
Oh my! You're getting Thor
And
done.
he's still
Oh, wait, never mind.
alive.
You went on.
I'm on the way,
Paul,
Paul.
wait, he dunked you, Paul.
Yeah, he dunked me. I'm gonna beat his ass, bro.
Gonna chase maybe? I bought in 15 actually.
They are chasing.
They're green, right?
Well, Mifflin, I'm noticing a couple things there. First off, the two tanks with 12 kills each keep the FG, which is maybe the most important, but also correlation. Low comms, quiet, not really that excited. I'm going to say equals not winning the game when they had the opportunity. They still steal FG, though, and they're still bullying, it feels like, duo Q now.
Hold on. Pagon's dead, too. All
Oh
right,
my
they
God,
got
wait,
it. They got
yeah,
it.
at
That's
this point,
game. That's
got
game.
Vile's alive, you got fire minions in
Well,
mid.
Benny's on spawn. Hawk's got damage. Oh, man. They should end. Let's get the shoulds out there.
Should.
Whether or not it happens, you know, TBD.
Oh no, if this is going to be a double dunk, it's at least on the Vile. Sent from 420 to 421. Hawkk does pay for it with his life. Now Benny's back. You got 30 seconds. You got
That's
some
got to
spam
be game.
taunts.
That's got most assuredly that is the end of the match.
You have to imagine. You know what, Mifflin? We might as well listen to them as they end it.
Oh,
There it is.
oh, we win.
Hooray!
Oh, crikey.
Okay, now we have to win it.
Yeah, then we gotta win.
we
gotta
have to
make
win
sure
the
we
next
win.
game,
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to. It cannot be 3 games.
Just brimming with emotion, actual excitement. I mean, you would think that these guys had just won Worlds with how much is just popping out and energy, like literally waving off of them from the booth over there. And Mifflin, you heard it there. Only one more. They know. They have a plan.
Here's the thing, though. We've literally put ankle weights on these guys.
Yeah.
Vile's out there dropping, what was that?
4 and 21.
Well, you got 4 kills?
He got 4 kills, man.
4 and 21. And he can still find dubs, all right? So let that be an example to all you ranked warriors in the chat. I don't want to hear anything about elo hell. I don't want you telling me how these plat players are
He
keeping
just
you
beat
down.
5 pros.
Yeah, Vile's out there getting free dubs, dropping 4 and 20s. So if you're stuck in plat, you belong there.
I don't have anything really to add to that. Sorry you're stuck, because that's where you are.
That's
well,
right.
Actually, no, going off what you said, you're not stuck. It's your fault you're there.
Pull yourself up by the bootstraps
Yeah.
and get out of plat if you don't want to be plat anymore.
just win. Duh.
I'm talking to you, Wraithen. I don't know.
I thought you had like a name and
I don't know.
me. You're talking to me directly.
Yeah, and Gore.
I don't play ranked. That's fine. Well, that's game 1 of what could be 3, but depends on what these teams are going to do. As Myth mentioned, 4-21, still finding dubs there for Vile, and continuing our win streak as of right now, which, as Froggen mentioned, it was 3-2 because he dropped two fat apples.
Oh, Team
yesterday.
hi-rez.
Team hi-rez. So now
Okay.
it's 4-2, doubled up. We'll see if we can keep that going or if it's going to falter right after this quick break.
I've been all the way up, yeah, sipping on the cup, yeah. All of summer fucks, yeah, never switching up, yeah. I ain't wanna grow up, tell her she'll show up. Funny when when I glow. See my wrist, that's how I'm pulled up. Whipping in the beamer to the top, I'm going. Flipping my demeanor, I'm a flex, I'm flowing. They just want the clue, yeah. I've been on them road, yeah. I was born to go, yeah. This shit I did the vote, yeah. Way up, feel like I'm Jordan with the layup. Shorty got me going all the way up, yeah. Way up, yeah. Way up, feel like I'm Jordan with the layup. Shorty got me going all the way up, yeah. Way up, yeah. Way up. Going all the way up, way up. I drop like a bomb and they smoke all the crime and I blow up, I'm gone, yeah. Send me up, I'll go off, yeah.
Welcome back, SMITE fans. We've been talking a lot about tournaments, the Roll Stars tournament, the community tournaments in general. We got the biggest one right around the corner. The SALT tournament has come back for the summer, the SMITE Amateur League tournament. Look at that prize pool, J-Mac. 200,000 gems.
That's a lot.
On the line for this. Sign-up's still going on. You can come play any level of play. Welcome in the tournament. They close this coming Friday, so make sure you get those sign-ups in there. Competition's going to be next weekend and the weekend following. Games are going to be broadcast on SMITE Game. You get to see your favorite team, play with some of your friends. Should be a fantastic tournament, so make sure you're coming out for the SMITE Amateur League tournament. J-Mac, game number 1, Duo Q. They were up a little bit early. They maybe focused a specific strategy. It felt like they had a strategy in mind, right?
Yeah.
Weren't able to close it out, though.
No. So here's the problem when you try and focus out the one person, and let's call a spade a spade. It was the weak link in this one. Vile did not have a great start to the matchup. He was not at the same skill level as the rest of the players around him. But what Vile did do, and this is one of the perks of being maybe one of the lower skill in the lobby, is you become the lightning rod for everything.
Mm-hmm.
All those deaths start stacking up, and they're landing on Vile. They're not going to the rest of the team. And while Vile may have been able to at least get a few kills for himself, it really helps out. The most important thing that he did was he absorbed everything else for his team. He's the one taking Naja ult, Thor ult, full combo of Anubis every single time that he walks through. That's what Vile is doing for this squad more than anything, is he is acting as that lightning rod saying, I will take all of these ults, I will take all of this damage, so that way you guys can then carry the remainder, get those cleanups, get those falls, because now they've used everything on me.
And we're starting off the reel. I mean, you can see the impact that he did have even past being the lightning rod, getting a couple of kills as well. We just saw him solo Pegon. You can see him, have his impact here around the Fire Giant fight, grabs Hawkk as well. So as much as he was the lightning rod for his team, he allows for plays like these to happen. You get the Fire Giant steal, 2 different end call opportunities there for Bruise Brothers. They managed to succeed on the second one. Dardez and BigManTingz, though, I mean, this is what happens when you just don't get focused. You give the SPL players the opportunity to just show off some of those mechanics. Dardez had a field day on Serqet, it felt like, triple-double in the lobby, and as well, BigManTingz 15, 6, and 24 on the Kumbhakarna mid. Maybe a meta pick now.
God, I hope not.
I hope so.
I hope not. When I'm talking our actual SPL games of the season, I hope not, because Mifflin highlighted best. That is one of the most obnoxious characters in the game to have to fight against. You throw him and a Nox combination on a team together, you don't get to play the game. You literally just stand up, walk away from your keyboard, you go make lunch, you have yourself a little snack, maybe you go walk the dog, and by the time you come back there, the first half of the CC chain is over. So you open up a book, you go ahead and read your 300-page novel you've been putting off for the last 2 weeks because now you've got time to do so. You finish that, and you're maybe just now experiencing death by that point at the end of it there. But no, I also got to shout out the Duo Q brothers. Both got a triple-double this game. BennyQ, Pegon getting one there. Dardez ends with one himself. 21 kills for Pegon. You know, and his direct amount of, like, I know that Pegon didn't get all 21 of his kills against Vile, but that's always like that mental, like, you look back across the board and you see 21 kills and 21 deaths, and you go, yeah, I know that wasn't all of them, but it does kind of look like it whenever you stack the numbers up together. But I think this time through, you know, Vile had a really safe pick with the Hachiman. If he's going to stay in the dual lane as a hunter and he wants to try and stay away from being another lightning rod, picking something maybe even safer than that. Heimdallr's a good option for him. Jing if he wants to play really safe. There's a couple of options for Vile. The good news is that he can't get, like, double assassin dove on by a Thor Naja again.
There are more assassins.
But there are more assassins.
Yeah.
But he won't get hit by Thor and Naja.
Yes, that is true. Thor and Naja, as well as the other 8 gods from that first game, off the board now automatically in our game number 2. And you heard it in the post-game comms there from the Bruise brothers. They are looking to take it into and close it out in a 2-game set. As we see the band start to come through, BennyQ does take that first pick selection, and once again, I think, look to ban out Paul, although Paul was playing support last game. So if they choose to keep those same roles, I'm not sure that that bans are necessarily geared towards him as much as they are towards the other players on the team. I'll be interested if they do switch up roles, though. I mean, do you feel like being the lightning rod and trying to play, because Hachi's a pretty safe pick. Like, it's a pretty safe. Do you just feel like you put him on a Jing and keep him in carry, or you maybe give him like a Geb or in a support role, or? No, supports are pretty important. Jungle's pretty important. Your solo lane you gotta have there. Your mid lane is your big bulk of damage. As long as you get to 30 minutes as a hunter, doesn't matter if you've died 1 time or 20 times, you're going to be a 6-slot hunter. And I know that Vile plays a lot of Jing. He has told me directly that he has played a lot of Jing. He has, I believe, multiple stars on the character. Yeah, he is an ADC main.
So he should probably play the Jing if he's going to be focused again. Even if he's not, it's a pick that he's comfortable with. And that's the most important part of these games. When the high-res players are jumping in to go against the pros, you're not trying to play what's meta. You're trying to play what you're good at, what you're comfortable on, to either A, absolutely pop off and style on the pros, or B, try not to die another 21 times. And I think that Jing is a god that, by design of her kit, should not be able to die that many times in another game, no matter how much focus is put, unless they are sitting in base, which would be hard to do because the Titan would aggro to them and probably kill them. It would be very difficult to actually kill a Jing that many times.
Well, this BennyQ roster looks to be a little bit slower in terms of the pace of the game with these first couple of picks. Ganesha, Nox, and Sylvanus. Definitely feels a bit annoying. You're already having double silence in that composition, but it is a little bit of a far cry away from the double assassin dive that we saw there in game number 1. On the other side, the Bruise brothers, they grab the Kukulkan, they grab the Kuzenbo, and, as predicted, they grab Vile the Jing.
Yeah, you're up 1-0. You want to win this game. Put Vile on his best pick. Even if he absorbs some of that damage, he can still be a late-game hunter. Has a little bit of built-in crit for himself. Most importantly, the safety to get away from some of these rotations. The double silence comp out of BennyQ with Ganesha and Nox. Both of these being drafted means that, well, I mean, with the Sylvanus, now we don't know if any of these are actually going to support. If I'm willing, and if I were a betting man, and I most certainly am not because I am bad at it, and I also don't have the money to do so. But if I were a betting man, I would probably say this Ganesha is actually going to BennyQ. And I say that strictly because there were BennyQ streams that I would tune into where he's playing ranked. It'd be last or second to last game of the day, and he says, you know what? I'm going to slam the elephant mid. And he would play Ganesha mid. And he would sometimes do well. He wouldn't just do it into any composition. But there were certain comps that he could play, that you could play this pick into. And it will do a lot of damage. Ganesha hits very hard. His ultimate is one of the hardest hitting abilities in the game. And if you can get a decent bit of lockdown, which, yeah, you've got the extra setup lockdown there. Nox hits anybody. Drop a Dharmic Pillar on them. Sylvanus throws an extra root. Elhair's a knockup. Oh, by the way, Ganesha still has a knockup as well. You can find one target. You could absolutely frag with a combo like this. But these are all kind of support oriented. Their damage scaling isn't going to be as great. Their objective damage outside of something like Dharmic Pillar isn't going to be as potent. Dharmic Pillar is going to be good, but it does diminish damage against minions and against jungle monsters, so you do need some actual damage, which is why I like the Olorun, the Awilix to round that out. Awilix good with this composition because you have 3 different players who can help you out and being able to find a knock-up target.
Whoa.
And then you have Olorun, who's just going to be good around taking down structures, taking down objectives. Time dilation is just going to work really well for himself as well.
Yeah, this is quite the Awilix comp, if I do say so myself. You've got 3 knockups, 4, including the Awilix knockup herself, and on the other side you have Jing, the character you may be looking to.
Yeah, now they're just counterpicking, and that's just
right.
bullying.
It does seem.
Was game 1 not enough for them? Did they just want to keep bullying him?
Yeah.
That's a bit rude.
I don't know. It's maybe we'll see. Give them a little bit of the benefit of the doubt because after game 1, I think they may have identified that as not the winning strategy, is to focus down the hi-rez member. But we'll see. Either way, Bruise Brothers, they grabbed their last pick, and I'm a little bit surprised that it's not a traditional jungler. I was looking for them to grab their jungle pick, and they pick Heim. And now I am unsure. Maybe it's a Jorm jungle and a Heim solo?
Nah, I'm thinking this is either Kuzenbo jungle or Heim jungle, one of the two. Heim would probably be the better option just because you can pick up Bumba's Dagger, and then your splash autos are going to be able to do a little bit more damage throughout the jungle. Or if you go the Kuzenbo, you have the Kappa to be able to bounce off the walls. Though I'll be honest, I haven't played a Kuzenbo jungle or a Hoyu jungle, somebody with all these bounces since the new map has come out. They used to be something that I would run for fun, would be something like that, because being able to bounce an ability that hits for normally, let's say, 80 damage, 80, 160, 240. All of a sudden, you're tripling your damage by being able to bounce it inside of these camps. That's quick math for me. That's the most math you're probably going to get out of me.
That was math on cast. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah,
and right, too, I think.
Yeah, and number 1 rule is you're not supposed to do math on cast, and I break that rule very consistently. And that throws me under the bus whenever I do get those numbers wrong. But being able to triple damage a camp as a god makes it a little bit easier than if you have to do it in a lane. You throw out a Kappa in lane, you're going to get 1 instance of the hit, and can be body block. Jungle camps, they can't body block an NA Kappa, so you can bounce those ones around, hit those pretty easily for yourself. Or, like I said, I think probably the most likely one would either be probably the Heimdallr is probably the next best option up there. If you want to throw hunters in normal lanes, maybe you Cuckoo jungle, but I don't know how a Cuckoo jungle is going to do compared to the other ones. Heimdallr's got decent gank potential, not really, because Gjallarhorn's your only real CC outside of Ultimate, so I'm going to throw it and say that it's going to be Heimdallr jungle.
Well, we'll see how they put the composition together in game number 2. We'll throw it over to Gore and Mifflin.
Thanks so much, Frog and J-Mac. And again, thanks, of course, to Doug for giving us the views in. And Mifflin, based on what the desk had said and what I'm seeing with my eyes right now, it is, in fact, Heimdallr in the jungle. Pegon as well, jungling. And that is worth mentioning, which is we were out in the break room, and Vin looked at us dead in the eyes and said, we're going 3. And so this seems like the kind of change, both position-wise and if you ignore the fact that it's Ganesh solo-wise, everything else, that feels kind of like they're playing to that mentality. Pegon's just looking to rack up kills.
Yeah, Pegon has some pretty decent odds here to rack up kills as well. I mean, I really like some of the synergies inherent to the composition that JMac goes into. Can't believe I've been tricked into doing actual analysis work here. But there's a lot of knockups on Duo Q.
It's just till they give us something else.
Yeah, plenty of self knockups on the Bruise Brothers too, so Vile might struggle a little bit. But even with that said, Jingwei, one of the safest, if not the safest hunter in the game, means that I expect Vile to drop less deaths this game. He might have less kills, but he'll certainly have less deaths as well. That much I am going to guarantee you, Gore, and the viewers at home. Otherwise, though, I really do like the Bruise Brothers composition. You've got great safe picks throughout the early game. They won't play it safely, but they are safe picks.
Yeah.
Decent scaling come late game. I'm trying to evaluate the Bruise Brothers comp as a 4-man core. I'm going to just go ahead and assume that Vile is there to bust towers, and maybe Phoenixes if we're lucky. But as far as like PvP is concerned, it's Tingz, Dardez, Crimson, and Paul only. Paul's on a pick that's able to do a little bit more damage than Sobek is. Crimson's on literally one of his 2 primary picks. That's what Crimson's played every single time. Yeah. The Bruise brothers might be able to 2 for us.
It might be able to. We'll see. It has been noted, I think both on the desk, J-Mac had said that Vile plays a lot. I think I saw it in Discord that Jingwei is his main. Crimson, though, getting bullied, but turns it around for first blood anyway. You can't kill him under tower, at least not on his number 2.
Man, I thought that was Vile for a second. I was really about to pop off. Totally forgot where I was. Good on Crimson. Shutting down the Ganesha early on. That's surely going to have a ripple effect on the rest of the game. And you can even see the confidence in his build. Goes for the Book of Thoth in first slot. Yeah, the Duo Q might have thought they were going 3. Bruise brothers got something else on the mind.
Yeah, look. What's stronger? The Q brothers or the Bruise brothers? And right now, 2-0, Bruise brothers stepping ahead. BMT, by the way.
Round 2?
I would have sworn and had expected. Oh, misses the Zephyr. Finds a little damage, and I don't know if you heard that the way I heard that, Mifflin. But it was a fun fact, which is that Vile has 7 stars on Jingwei.
Huh. I don't have more than 1 star on anybody. No, that's not true.
I don't have a star
I have
on
2.
anybody.
2 on Anhur.
There's not a single god I play enough to have gotten a star yet.
It's tough, right? Because you want to grind diamonds. So, like, I feel like I'm almost, like, losing time investment when I play a character that I've already got diamond.
Yeah.
But it's like a catch-20 because it's like, I have
Obviously,
that character diamond because I like that
yeah.
character, right? It's a tough situation. It's clearly not a mental battle Vile has had to fight.
No.
Yeah, 7 stars, he has not thought about it.
In my experience, Katie as well. Like, you know what? It seems like something that hunters just seem to have. Unfortunately,
that silence.
for Vile, what a good set of plays, good lockdown. And it is going to be Vile picking up a kill onto Pegon. Screen cap it now. He's got a 1-0 KDA. And Mifflin, that's the highest it's been all set.
Yeah, we actually were almost going to pull an audible and have Vile sub out, but he was adamant that he is ready, needed the redemption tour, was capable of playing with the big dogs, was going to be able to hold his own. Clearly, adaptations made here in Game 2, gets on his main, things are looking a little bit better. We'll see if that's a trend or whether or not it was a one-off here in the duo lane, but so far so good for Vile.
Knock up. Not going to work for BennyQ. One of those guys literally can't have it happen. Dardez sending them through the realms. Benny's going to be waiting, but Pegon's getting knocked up under the tower. Can't survive these. Oh, and Mifflin, it looked like it was going to be a big set of pickups, but now you're getting a solo kill from Crimson. You're getting 2 kills in mid. It's 6-1. The Bruise brothers are here to prove that last game was not a fluke.
An electric pace so far from the Bruise brothers. I mean, stacking up quickly. Book of Thoth
like a choo-choo
starting
train.
to get there for Crimson. BigManTingz, I mean, probably doing the same thing. There are some concerns, though. I don't know how much SEC you watch, Gore, but I watch a lot of it.
Yeah.
And there is a legendary player in the North American SEC. His name is Chinfu.
Yeah.
And he plays a good deal of damage Sylvanus, okay? We've seen it from Leon briefly as well. That god has one-shot potential. We get 4 or 5 items into the build, Benny's going to blink ult, and people are just going to die. And I think that's something the Bruise brothers need to play wary of. Keep BennyQ down.
Keep him shut down. Right now, his build may be doing him a little bit of favor, right? Tier 1 book, Tier 2 spear, none of those Tier 3s online. If he's going for stacking, it's not here yet.
It's going to be a while.
I will say, and I actually am curious, what is Chinfu, when he's locking in like the full damage Sylvanus, I feel like I'm familiar, and maybe it's because I have friends that are...
Okay, brag about it.
Rude. Degenerate? That's the word I wanted to use. They like to play, and J-Mac likes this as well, actually. The full ring
yeah, you
count
said degenerate.
Sylvanus.
Same thing.
Yeah. So like, do you want attack speed full rings, or do you want the Chinfu like damage?
Yeah,
style?
give me spellcaster Sylvanus every single time. I think Paul is dead to rights.
Yeah.
Man,
I don't even know if you needed that Sanctified Fields.
Sanctified Field plus knockup has got to be just the most deadly combo in the game. It is so good. You're CC'd forever.
You're looking like that purple buff from last game.
It's the only form of CC knockups that don't get DR'd, right? So like even a stun will be shorter in Sanctified Field if they've been affected by, you know, 2 or 3 CCs beforehand. Not those knockups. You're just dead.
Well, they're putting pressure on left if you're duo Q. It's Pressure on right for the Bruise brothers. Can't believe it. Ganesh still hasn't got a kill yet.
Snoop was not letting that go.
No, he wanted that blue.
Yeah, he got it.
And it is going to cost him. But you know who doesn't have it? Crimson.
Well, he does.
Well, Crimson has his own.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah, but so it's not his.
the
That's what
same
matters.
amount of blue buffs are on the map right now and in play as before Snoopy's death.
Yeah. And it's going to stay that way. What damage from Crim?
I
And that's
guarantee
really what
you,
I want.
Gore,
I want montages from Crimson here.
I guarantee you Pegon said, Snoopy, how'd you die? He still has ult. Like, are you joking? Like, rotates over, gets hit by Spear of the Nine Winds. It's like, are you serious? Like, get your head in the game. 0-3? Snoop.
You know what would make it a little better?
What's that?
If Pegon went in specifically because Snoopy said, yeah, I don't think he has ult again yet. You should
Yeah.
be good.
It's down.
It's down. It's probably
Oh,
down.
look at that. BennyQ starting to get some of that damage rolling. Still hasn't finished an item. Just imagine how much stronger he's going to be soon.
Yeah.
He probably
many-
doesn't finish the book. It's going to be a poly later.
How many items do you think, and this is like intrinsic smite value, how many items tier 1/2 do you need to buy to find the value of a single tier 3?
It depends on what items you're getting, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, some of the tier 2 items in Smite are
They're actually pretty
actually
good.
insane. Like, tier 2 ring, I think it's called Enchanted Ring. It's 55 power, 15 attack speed, I think. That's ridiculous stats for what is, I believe, like 1250 gold. If I could buy 3 tier 2 rings, I would.
It's a shame that you can't, honestly. Maybe next time. Which is also what Crimson's thinking right now, is maybe next time. No ult. To his name, nothing to really work with. Vin, though, getting locked down. Dardez has done more jungling, it feels like, early on this Heimdallr than he did on the Serqet. Did get active by the end, though. He's keeping the kills rolling. There's the Yorm, there's the damage, there's a kill for BMT. Hawkk is going to be in a little bit of danger. Good knock-up, but the jukes, just not enough. Spit a little better, puts him down in the ground. And now it is everyone v Benny. CC's too strong, too good. Pegon looking to be the cleanup crew. And it's just a couple stray autos.
Oh,
Dardez
Snoopy.
low. Is he going to do it? Will he get the kill on Ganesha? The blink.
No.
Oh. I'm actually a little disappointed. Like, actually.
A little sick by Dardez.
How often? That was sick by Dardez. But how often do we get a kill count at all in a Ganesh column?
Not often. Not frequently. Sometimes.
It's one of the easiest questions whenever people ask, like, Ganesh has the lowest kills of any god in the SPL. That is a permanent answer. But he still has like 20-something, if I remember correctly.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What about the
Charon.
newest god? Yeah, Charon.
You're right. He doesn't have any.
God, egg on your face.
Man, I can't believe you got me.
Gore, I'm thinking about the whiplash we're going to inflict upon
Good
our
movie.
viewers. Great movie. My favorite movie. When we go to the next game.
Yeah.
Like the next set.
I'm thinking the whiplash I'm going to experience. Like, for them, it's like, okay, hey, set one's done. Haha, the funnies are out of the way. Now
Now everybody wants like 10 grand.
Yeah,
you know
everybody's
what I mean?
like playing to get the money. And I'm going to have to sit here and go from like this
Yep.
to like. So what do you think about the transcendence that Dardez has gone here for a second item? You know, stacking a little bit later. Do you like getting the cooldown a little
Probably
bit earlier?
should have been
Do you
first
like
item.
The stakes? So, I mean, what about it? Is it just because it's going to slow him
Hey
down?
man, just because you're going to have to cast a
Oh, yeah,
serious
you're
game
right.
doesn't mean you have to inflict it on me,
yeah,
alright?
You're right. But that was the bit we did. Was that last week?
I think so, yeah.
The bit was, very simply, let's take this game seriously. Which is what BennyQ's doing right now, as you can see. Red buff enabled.
I finally got that Deso. I thought it was going to be Spear of the Magus.
What about Magus calling to you over Tessa?
Yeah, lifesteal,
You
dot
walked
damage,
into that one
more
fine.
damage. It would have just been straight up more damage, legitimately.
Yeah.
I mean, you got the dot.
Just kill him.
Everything's going to work out.
Poor
I mean,
Crim.
Deso's cool, but he's not going to get any kills or assists, so what's the point?
Well, Crimson right now whiffs the ult and everything else.
Think he did that on purpose or what?
Probably. You know, calculated. Tries to keep the game close, you know?
Vile still has ultimate. If he dies here, I think we legitimately dock his pay.
And he had beads, too, so it would have been real serious, actually.
Quite literally no excuse.
Plus 4 people are over here on right. One's now dead. Pegon, Vin, or low. Dardez is going. That kind of pathing
Let it rip.
is
Beyblade
not
reference.
going anywhere. How much Beyblade did you watch as a kid?
I didn't know it was a show.
Oh, yeah, it's an anime.
I had the toy because Walgreens carried it.
Yeah, I still have my Beyblade in a box somewhere. in
You know,
my
you
house.
could actually figure out a lot about what generation someone is from based on their like anime toy of choice from childhood.
Yeah.
Like if you were a Yu-Gi-Oh card kid, I'm thinking you're like mid-90s.
Yeah.
If you
yeah,
were
you're
like,
accurate. Damn.
if you were Beyblade, you're probably around my age range, which is like late 90s, like you're like 98, 99, somewhere in there. If you were a Bakugan kid, that's like just a little bit too young. I think that's like
They're
that's like
probably
early
adults
2000s. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
probably adults
they're-
now, but
That being said, the actual card game, this is going to be really weird. The actual card
he
game
hit
of
one.
Bakugan's pretty fun. Pegon, wow, does still get out alive. So even if you hit him, doesn't always mean success. Vin just wants to get something done, begging his team, please, please find kills. And Hawkk responds, man, is finally here to get something done. They've got
Vile's
the
getting
supports,
active.
but now Paul leading forward. Vile feeling confident on the Jing way. Still has the ult, still has the beads.
he has items, right? Why does he not hit hard?
Goes up, comes down, goes to the safety.
Oh,
Great pull
man.
from Benny. Too bad the rest of your team just doesn't do anything for you. Vile gets to walk away. He's 1-1-1. Looking better. 12 and a half. Wow, it's 12 and a half into this game, huh?
Oh man, Grim's dead too. BennyQ credit for the kill. Ven's just been walking circles around this massive skull on the left-hand side. Dardez finally a real ADC. We'll see what some auto attacks start to look like. Snoopy unperturbed. This is tough, man. We are conveyor belting in. Fortunately, when Paul takes damage, he does damage. That's what Kuzenbo does. That's his unique gameplay hook. Won't see it for a while, though, because he's leaving. And Dardez is dead. Okay.
Vile's back.
The hero.
Full health.
Vile?
Ready to set it up. Gets a good knock-up.
That's 3
Goes
autos.
in as well.
One.
One more shot, and it's Tingz who finds it instead, but it's still with an assist from Vile, and that's what matters most. And Tingz is going to die, and guess who did it? Vile. That's how you know who the true carry is.
Yeah, Vile said, hey, man, I dropped 26 deaths last game. I'm going to go ahead and take a more
Yeah, I'm going to keep this at
relaxed pace here.
one. He
Good
made
for
Vin
Vile.
look like an idiot, too.
You think Ven knows how embarrassing that truly was?
Yeah, caught in 4K.
Do you think Ven like still gets viewers after this or what?
No, it's over. Honestly, I've heard talks already from the Ravens that he might be off the team.
What?
Yeah, they're already. It's crazy how fast that
Which
happened,
Raven said that to you?
right? You know.
No, that's why I asked.
Yeah.
Was it Hurry?
Okay, like hurry. Okay, I'm not gonna throw any names under the bus, but it might have rhymed with Scurryflend.
Does that even rhyme?
Yeah, Hurrywin Scurryflend.
All right, man, cast the fight.
Vile makes it into the air, stays alive, and helps his team get the kills. The beacon going to the Bruise brothers because they're just better.
I asked you to cast the fight real late, like literally last ability, so that's on me. Traditionally is where I'd break down that engagement, but I trust the absolute intellect of everyone in chat. They don't need me to break it down, you know. Isn't that just your least favorite thing, when someone's like explaining in depth something to you that you like already understand?
Yeah.
I'll say
It's
this.
not like the worst. I guess it depends on how they're doing it. Because like if they're coming at me with a condescending energy as well, that's just gonna irritate me.
Here's my hottest take, and I'm making enemies with this for sure.
Okay, yeah.
Neil deGrasse Tyson seems like the most miserable person to have a conversation with. This is me, Mifflin, Caleb,
Yeah, no,
Joshua Sullivan speaking. This is not reflecting
He's a
on the
smart
company as a
guy.
whole. He's obviously a genius.
But I don't think he's like a good socializer.
He is so mean to the people he talks to, I feel like.
You know who isn't though? Bill Nye. That guy's great. And he's a smart
I've
guy.
heard some crazy things about old Nye, the science guy.
I feel like he's gotten like a lot. It's like at least the content he was putting out more recently, he's gotten a lot more loose. A lot like
cast
this
his fight.
content that's going on. Crimson put down, Sanctified Fields, and every other ult from DuoQ dropped to get just the one kill because they know how important Crimson is to the Bruise brothers, the glue that holds them together. But here come Paul, Dardez, Vile, and BMT to prove them wrong. 3-1-5 is the turtle, and Vile looking to put up the numbers. He's hitting the autos. BMT snakes the kill away again, but it's a 5th assist for Vile, and again he's racking up the numbers.
Yeah, Vile's doing much better here in game 2. Pull back the curtain a little bit. Originally, we had slated Hinduman to take his spot because he was concerned about
now
maybe.
chat's mad at Vile.
Yeah, maybe the quality of play wasn't quite there in game 1. But I don't know. I mean, I would say that Vile has at least ascended to Hinduman tier gameplay. I think it's similar levels of output right now.
And Hindu probably would have been on support. Well, I think his exact words were, if he was in there and they got on his Phoenix line, he's like, try it.
Yeah.
I think those.
Troin, come to my Phoenix line.
That was spot on. I thought I was in here with Hindu. That's crazy.
Yeah, I saw the fear in your eyes for a second there.
I was like, oh my god, wait, this is my boss. Oh god. Pegon and Hawkk. I was thinking of a moment that stands out. Just like this, surely is going to stand out in favor of the Bruise brothers. 22-12. Slowing up on the kills, buddies. But Dardez, not slowing up on the travel.
Whoa.
You gotta get that. Oh man, he almost dies. Pegon almost styles on him, makes him look a fool.
Ben's probably okay. There's not enough damage here to be
Who cares about Nox? Like, Nox is like the most forgettable, unwanted, boring god
Good Lord.
in the game.
What?
So ignore her.
Where is that coming from?
I just really hate playing against Nox, man.
When
it's
Khepri
like
and Aphrodite
pure
exist?
vitriol. Okay, actually, Aphrodite might be a little lower on the list. You might be right. Khepri doesn't bug me as much.
Nice.
Because most people, look, I'm going to be honest with you, most of the people out there playing Khepri aren't doing it that great.
It's not that hard.
Yeah, that's what's wild, man.
Press 4. Oh, watch this. Presses 4. Vile's dead.
Nah, surely not. Well, never mind. Dead. And now he's 1-2. The KDA, it's starting to slip. Vile's got to get a grip if he wants this to go well. The whole game is in his hands. His team's doing their best. They're trying to find some return kills. Mifflin, they're doing it.
Dardez.
But without their carry, what are they? What makes them? Like you said earlier, here comes the real carry. Dardez steps in. 6-1-13, going to continue that chase. Picking up kills. And shuts them down.
I watched you lag in real time.
Yeah.
You froze.
I didn't know where to go with
You got nervous.
There's so many people watching.
It's crazy to contextualize. Like, you ever look at those charts of like what like 1,000 people actually looks like in a room? It's a lot of people.
Oh man, I was gonna give you fun fact, but I think we were using it. I think we're using it in a
we're a little
bit of content.
We're
so
a little bit liberal with the usage of the term fun fact as well.
Yeah, good point.
Often these facts are lukewarm at best.
Yeah, they're not really fun. It was a fact about me, but I think we're using it for a piece of content that you're heading up.
Oh, nice.
So I can't say that.
Yeah, don't say it.
I'll use the other one though. Did you know? Like, I've played bagpipes in front of a NASCAR crowd.
That's something that NASCAR people wanted?
I don't know. I got paid for it though. It was pretty sick. It was miserably warm. Turns out, full outfit of war. Vile's got to get.
He can win this. He can win
this. Surely he's going to.
Oh.
Goes up into the air. Vile, you got to go back in. He comes in. Does not have to deal with the jump.
Man.
There's going to be the camp. Oh no, Pegon!
He had Aegis.
Can't believe Pegon would do something like that. Vile had him on the ropes though.
He had Aegis.
Goes to show that he can hold his own against these pros.
Why isn't he building crit? He's playing Jingwei. And there's no world the pros are going to build a spectral armor in a game like this.
What was the number? 12? 15 stars?
7.
18?
7.
Can't believe it. 20 stars on Jingwei.
Yeah, it is 7, yeah.
Absolute insane amount. I mean, imagine getting 23,000 worshippers on a god there.
7,000. 8,000, excuse me.
Can't believe he has 28 stars on Jingwei.
Well, the Bruise brothers are 4,000 gold in the lead as Ven lines himself up against BigManTingz. Dash to avoid the tornado there, Paul. I feel like I'm getting deja vu. He's been spending the majority of his game exactly where he is now, doing exactly what he is doing, which is Beyblading. Oh, no. No ultimate from Crimson.
Yeah,
and when I say that, I mean it doesn't land. He definitely used it.
It's definitely been a common occurrence as well for those to not be hitting Sanctified Fields in response as well. But you know what? Here comes BMT and apparently Pegon on the other side. 9-10-4.
Where is Vile?
For the Awilix. Didn't he die?
Word.
No, he's over on left, actually, as it turns out right now. Team doesn't need him. They know. He's the true carry. And he just kind of wants to prove to him what happens in a fight when he's not
Hold
there.
on.
Pegon
Paul's cooking.
might do something.
Oh, goodness.
Here. Look at the damage. Paul
No way.
with the jukes. Oh, man. Yeah, you deserve the
Snoop
flip,
can't
buddy.
do it. Not
Snoop
enough.
finds it, and he gets the Ganesha kill. There we go. One on the board. Snoopy finding what is necessary. Unfortunately for him. And BennyQ.
Oh, just
they maybe
wait.
overstay their welcome.
We're here.
Benny comes in.
It's Vile time.
Picks up one and abandons Crimson in the speed buff.
Vile, go back. What?
Genuinely can't. I don't know where he's going
Crimson's still fighting.
or why. And winning at that point. Imagine if he had a carry here.
Oh, it's time. Oh,
It's
man.
Vile time, baby. Finally steps up after his team has died. The shots are there, but he's in the 2v.
Right.
Oh, man.
Right.
Oh, man.
His pathing bugged out.
I deflated, bro.
Yeah, Vile's AI, slight bug there. Decided for a Pyromancer. Didn't pull the Pyromancer. Went back after his ally had killed one.
Yeah, that was like
Did
some
half to
true like
another.
Skyrim pathing.
Yeah, no, that was not ideal. It was less than ideal. Is the most diplomatic way to word that. Yeah. I mean, he'll get another shot. 2 and 4 though. That's pretty good.
Yeah, dude. Imagine if he had been there with Crimson though. That could have been 4 and 2.
It
That
could have been
would've
3 and 2
Yeah.
or 3 and 3. I mean,
Yeah, it
because
could
he
have been
wouldn't
crazy.
have died.
Would have been crazy.
Oh no, Pegon.
And you know what, Mifflin?
Vile surely sees this from the sky.
Look, Pegon's going deep. I want to hear Pegon's thoughts. I want to hear Duo Q's comms while Pegon's getting this far on the map.
Ooh, can I have this?
Oh, I'm sorry.
They're on Pyro.
I got rank 4 ult though. That's like pretty.
They're actually on
That
Pyro.
is big. That is big.
Wait, yo, can
Yo,
we fuck
gank,
him here?
gank.
Yeah, actually gank.
I steal.
Ammo.
No problem.
Own. Roning.
Where the fuck did he go?
Oh,
Wait,
man.
what?
Beyond.
I think he's
Oh,
here.
fuck.
He's here.
FG.
I'm coming.
Oh, one more guy! They need so many guys, dude!
Dude, where is
Cuckoo
everyone?
here. Cuckoo here. Cuckoo
Wait, do you have a
here.
3?
Watch out for the
Do you have
cuckoo.
a 3?
Cuckoo ult.
Knocked the 3 away. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm dead.
No.
Where is my support?
Wait, where is
I
our
just
guys?
respawned. I just
I
respawned.
literally was getting chased by
Where is my
Vulcan.
support and jungler?
Oh man.
Oh, what
Normal
the fuck?
thing.
Alright, make sure they don't get this FG and we're all good.
I need a fist stack. Nice, got it. I'm really close.
Oh, I got
I'm really
the
close. I need 7 more.
It's like once I get up shard, it's like it's just
I do
over.
have blink up.
They have wards on fire?
Wait, down
These
here,
guys
down-
are
down
trying
here,
so hard.
Jingwei?
Oh, Jingwei's here?
Got him? He's stuck?
What? Oh, wait,
Oh,
I'm
you pulled him out.
Wait.
Wait, I'm popping on him. I'm popping on him.
I'm low-key dead to an ability.
Girdle for you?
Wait, I got blink. I still have blink. I still
He's
have blink.
horrific?
I need to wait the
Yeah.
tornado. I need to wait the
He has no
tornado.
beads. He has no beads. I'm
beads,
blocking
one
it. Oh, I can't
He has
block
his
that.
ult. Oh, he missed.
Missed.
Tornado soon.
I've
Watch you so fast.
Got him.
Yo, it's a tornado.
Jump into that. Jump into that.
Okay.
Did you get him?
Run! Get me out!
Wait,
Get me
if
out.
I live, I'm mentally back.
Yeah,
Get me the fuck out! Get me the fuck
I
out!
have blink. I have blink.
I'm set.
Wait, silence it, please.
I'm knocked
Oh,
off.
I'm negative again.
Wait, can we own? I have blink.
But that's his
That's his
I
Aegis.
don't know if we can.
Watch out for the Heim. That guy
Oh,
cooks.
Yeah,
back
they're
to
not beats,
negative.
they're not
That guy
beats.
actually cooks.
I'm in there.
Fuck.
Oh. He's dead.
Oh, I panicked.
You're behind!
Yorm.
Oh my god.
Yorm. I have root.
He has no
I
Aegis.
missed.
No Aegis in the York.
Stunned. I stunned him.
That's his beats.
I have root in 1.
Okay, guys, next
I'm
team
scared
fight,
of the ulting.
focus the York.
Oh shit.
Whoa.
shit.
Zone. Hawk's getting zone.
You are dead as fuck.
I don't
No,
have.
I'm alive.
You are not moving.
I'm
I feel in
alive.
1.
Bro, tanks are not balanced.
I healed.
Simply move.
Alright, guys. 2 fires.
Where's my heart with Benny?
Dude, you guys told me not to.
Tanks are not balanced, man. Tanks-
I got it.
I think they're.
I got
I think they're doing FG.
I got it.
Dude, surely one flip goes our way.
Yeah, I mean we like this whole weekend.
Is he crit? Oh my god, he has Deathbringer. He knows.
We've lost.
He knows ball.
Ben steals this.
They're on it.
They are on it.
Oh my god.
I'm actually so nervous right now.
Boom!
Let's just go down.
I got it! Oh!
Dude.
Where's the wheel?
He didn't get it.
It's choke.
Wait, it's okay, guys. It's normal FG.
They're building fucking crit, man.
They're overcommitting. They don't have blink.
They're not overcommitting. They're trying so hard, man.
No, it's actually good because our defense is sick, I think.
It is actually sick. I'm coming back.
Are we?
Oh, look at the Jing on the side. Look at the Jing.
Guys, we're owning.
They have wards. They have wards back here.
Can I jump? Can I jump?
The Jing, guys.
I was waiting for you.
The Jing.
Yo, I'm coming. I have ult.
I blink in 30.
I have ult.
I'm still around, guys. I'm still around.
I'm still around too.
She's backing. Can we stop her back somehow?
Okay, I'm not around anymore.
No, he's fucking
Damn.
Get the beacon.
I need to find this Kukulkan.
I have 0 pen. Might be an issue.
No, you can tell that Vile has definitely been learning, I think, from some of our pros. Died earlier. Both Beads and Aegis still up. But you know what, Mifflin? They get the Fire Giant. And they keep it on 4. And they get rid of Duo Q for most of those fights.
Oh,
Yeah.
It really felt like you had more to say there.
Nah. 18, 6, and 14 for BMT. He's crazy.
Yeah, BMT's cooking for sure. Dardez, Heimdallr also cooking, according to Ben.
Yeah. Like, for real.
Yeah,
Like,
I can see why he's thinking that, too. Struggling a little bit in damage. Dardez takes out Benny. Could take out a few more here. But he's got Pegon on his heels. I don't think Pegon knows about BMT, though.
You're also thrown out. Wow, Dardez. Oh, my God. Pegon just got rid of him. And now I'm a little confused. So we got Pegon
Okay, he's fine.
with the Deathbringer. Vile got Deathbringer. And I'm assuming that it's Vile Vin was talking about when he said that he knows ball.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
And so it's going to be the question of what can Vile do now? 3, 5, and 9? Man, this is a far cry from the 4 and 21. We'll have to see. Can he keep
it
pace
sounded
up?
like you got more to say.
Well, I did have more to say. No, that's like, those are like, I have those pauses. That one was definitely worse than normal, though. That was egregious. That's on me. I want to see what more he has to offer, though. Right? 3, 5, and 9. I feel like we could see a positive slash line from Vile this game.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
If he starts,
you
passing
could
properly,
feel like that. Look, and you're valid, okay?
And he, if he hangs out, in the right spot and, plays his role properly, I think he could do it.
It's a lot of ifs you're tossing out there. And that's valid,
and a lot of
for
them
sure.
we have not seen.
Yeah. Look, he dealt with the Titan. He's done it once. Just needs to do it one more time to win the game. Man.
Yeah, that was kind of clean, actually.
You know what? We spent so much time listening to Duo Q. What if we listened to the Bruise brothers?
You know what? I like that call.
Hairball. Why did you...
Oh, why am I getting...
Should we go for this?
I'm on the one. Yeah, I'm on the one. Get him, little buddy. He's been with both sides. It's helped
I mean, probably not if we actually want to win, but...
Yeah, I'm just doing bad.
The epitome of keeping clear comms. Not a single cluttered call, Mifflin. Nobody's talking over each other. That is exactly what you wanted.
I don't feel bad about the timing of asking for that. Look, they were on siege.
They were sieging. They were going forward.
They were pushing with their Titan. No, that's not on us. Okay, that's just peak performance, I suppose, from the Bruise brothers. Oh man.
That was minutes. Look, I talk a lot. I acknowledge that. Sometimes it's a problem. I've had Katie tell me to shut up several times because I talk a lot.
You know what it really is, Square? That's true brotherhood, right? You
know.
gotta find the people that you're comfortable in silence with, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna try and fill that awkward silence, but when the silence isn't awkward, that's how you know you're really boys.
And what you're saying is that because I talk a lot, I'm not comfortable with myself, and I use my voice
or your
to fill
wife
that
is
void.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
No, I love her. She's
yeah,
awesome.
but you gotta fill the silence.
Nah, I'm fine if that's quiet.
Gore, you're 1,000-yard staring right now. Dude, it was a bit. I'm joking.
Dude, well, I was trying to make it a philosophy bit, and then you made it about my marriage. I don't know where to go with that.
My bad, bro.
I was going to make it about, like, oh, I'm not comfortable with myself, therefore I use my voice to, like, fill the voids in my life or something. And get, like, existential.
Is it really worth it for DuoQ to get fire here if they lose the game?
Dude, it's enhanced fire, baby! DuoQ got it on 4, and all they need to do is back, kill 5, defend, knock down a couple towers and a Phoenix, and then kill the Titan, and they can win the game. All of that in just a few seconds. And you look at this. I mean, Bruise Brothers, they're scared. They're running. They're out of here. Vile's knocked up. Vile isn't worried, though. Has the Aegis still. And the team looks like they should be out of there. Pegon's fishing. What's he fishing for?
Man, I thought he was going to jump that wall. I was so certain.
I was so stoked. Instead, he plays it patiently.
Is Snoop full damage too? Okay, everybody's squishy on DuoQ.
Yeah, you got to imagine.
Except for Ven.
Why bother? Yeah, Ven's trying hard right now. He's trying to get it done. Pegon goes in. Poor Vile. 3 and 6. And that's literally all he's going to get for it. Pegon went in just for that. But like you said, value trade. Make sure that you get the true carries off the board. Oh my god, BMT. And Mifflin, they do what they need. Ven's respawned though. Look, the duo lane.
Oh, the slow.
Ready. It's everything you need.
He's not fast enough.
The beads are there.
The juke into it.
Jukes into it. No! Hawkk, oh no! The Aegis isn't going to do anything for you either. It's a rampage for BMT. 23, 6, and 15.
Wait, Gore, we can listen in.
Let's rat one more.
They're surely popping off.
And you got to imagine.
Oh, fuck, we won world. We fucking won world. Oh my god.
Is it just Paul?
Yeah, popping off.
Didn't stack my cloak.
It can't be that time.
Alright, holy.
Alright, GG's, boys.
GG's. Thank you all for the gaming.
Yeah, GG's, well played.
Yeah, good game.
Did the best I could, man.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's a good job.
Comms afterward just as clear and concise as the comms in game.
That's on me. I should have called for it again. That's on me for sure, guy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We did get a we won worlds. We won worlds.
Yeah, who even was that? Paul?
It couldn't have been. That doesn't feel.
It was.
Oh, okay. Yeah. See, so Paul, like, look, finally putting some energy out there for the boys.
Yeah. Sometimes he's just gaming. Other times he's uplifting the atmosphere of his team. And right now, that's Paul, the emotional battery behind the Bruise brothers.
Yeah.
That was their name,
That's
right?
their name. Yeah, it's on that TV right there.
Yeah, the Bruise brothers.
Yeah. No, I didn't realize that was the end of it. My favorite part was when we went to their comms and it was quiet for solid
every time?
minutes.
Every time we
every
went?
time.
Yeah.
And actually, including game 1, it gave me a laugh. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. But hey, Bruise Brothers win. It's 2-0 here. Mids reign supreme over mids. And that's the last roll match and the last thing for me and Mifflin now. So we'll kick it back to the desk and they can break it down.
Mids reign supreme over mids indeed, and the biggest takeaway for me in all of this is that I am the only hi-rez employee to have lost a game this weekend.
Yeah, you are the only one to have sullied the name of hi-rez against the pros here in the year of 2023, and it's unfortunate that happened on your first week here.
Yeah, no, that's true. Second day, literally. Yeah. That's okay, though.
We're gonna work on that.
Vile is holding the hammer high. And will take the 2-0 along with the rest of the Bruise brothers. And I gotta tell you, their comms, they were really focused on not cluttering comms. I think Gore and Miff called it well. They wanted to stay quiet, stay clear, make sure everybody had the same page. It felt like they were just reading each other's minds.
Yeah, like every time we tune in with the supports and the junglers, they're talking a mile a minute. There's 5 people all trying to yell. They're all trying to talk over each other. They all want to have the final say. The mid laners don't want any of that. They said, look, we're not going to talk over each other, and we can't talk over each other if we just don't say anything at all. They know exactly what they want to do to win. They know exactly what they need to do to win. So they don't need all these ridiculous communication calls. They don't need to say, hey, let's go over here, let's do that. They just know. They say, if we win the game by pushing this Titan forward, we can take a Phoenix, we can kill 2, we can go to the opposite side of the map, farm up that tower, and just wait for them to make the mistake. And the mistake for DuoQ was thinking that they could kill Vile another 21 times. That's not going to happen. You can only do that one time to him, especially when he's playing his 37-star Jing Wei.
Right. No, I mean 42 stars on this guy.
Insane.
And I mean, it looked like it. It looked like it was a beautiful performance. 3, 6, and 10. And you get more combined, certainly more combined kills and assists, right, than you get deaths. So it's a step up, positive KDA from game number 1. And I think a one fewer kill, 4 kills in game number 1, only 3 kills. But some real value trades, especially in that last fight, trading himself for Pegon, being the sacrificial lamb so that his team could go on to win the game. I mean, he might have had the best macro sense of all of the other SPL mid laners.
Look, he recognized that I don't have as much value here. Even look at all these other damage dealers on my team right now. They're going to be able to push this Phoenix. They don't need the Hunter there to be able to do so. Crit's not going to do anything against the Phoenix. He's going to do something against the enemy god. And as long as he trades out his life for Pegon, probably the most valuable player on that team at that point.
Yep.
That is the most worthwhile trade that Vile can make at that point. His team's then able to push up and win the game off it. Insane. Make sure if you ever see Vile in a game, ban his 49-star Jing Wei has more stars on that one god than I have diamonds in the game. It's crazy what he can do on a pick like this.
Well, speaking of Vile and his 56-star Jing Wei, we can throw it over to an interview. Core's got him standing by.
Well, that's right. I'm standing here with the true carry of the team. Last-minute sub as well for Bruise Brothers. So, Vile, you step in, you come in, you get a 2-0 victory, make it look easy. How's it feel?
It feels great, you know. I just wanted to come in and play some Smite.
And Smite you did play. There was a lot, the conversation, right? Game 1, maybe sacrificial lamb, but the lightning rod, the thing that held the team together, because if they used literally everything on you, and so your team was just able to rise above because of it.
Oh, yeah, I figured that out pretty early on. When I realized that there was 3, 4 of them on my side of the jungle wrapping around behind me, I knew that my team was going to get value all over the map elsewhere.
And value they found. You find the 2-0 win. So what does this mean, like, for you, your career, your future? Are you thinking, replays, you still see those as where you want to sit back there, or are you starting to think that the mouse and keyboard might take over?
All I know is all these amateur leagues out there better take note and watch and learn.
Got to watch and learn. A lot of VOD review to be learned from Vile. Again, true carry, comes in, works hard, last-minute sub, and honestly kind of makes the other 9 guys look like fools. Finds a win, 2-0. So congratulations, man. Thanks for your time. We'll go back to the desk.
Vileartist carrying the Bruise Brothers to a 2-0 victory, and that'll do it for our role versus role matchups for the weekend. We had a lot of fun. I think in particular, I had a lot of fun listening to that cast. That was the epitome of, I think, the casting level that we could bring, that we could ever hope to bring.
Look, sometimes people will tune into a broadcast. I've seen it all over social media before after having been in it for such a long time and watch it. Sometimes they just say, look, I sometimes just want to watch this thing on mute, just have the game going. And the mid laners, they gave it to us perfectly. They said, this is what it looks like when Smite is just played without anything else going on in the background. It is just Smite. So props to the Bruise Brothers. Props to them for being able to do so. Also, shame on the Duo Code for losing to a sub. Like, last-minute sub.
Man.
Like, they didn't get time to practice with Vile. It's not like he played an entire weekend with them, like, kind of as a last minute to start this. He jumped in literally today and said, hey, I'm going to carry this team, and he did so.
He did indeed do so. That'll do it for the role versus role matchups. We got one more game coming to you, the finals of the Roll Stars event on the other side of the break.